Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your forecast for your astrology forecast, that is for February 2026. Wow, time is passing us right by. And before we get started, I just want to share with you some of the things that I want to point out for the month because this is a fast month because we only have 28 days in February. So things are moving pretty rapidly at this time. And when I say 2026, it brings to mind that in Ethiopia, they're only in 2018 because of the calendar that they use. So we're here, they're there, and their calendar is a solar calendar, whereas ours is the Gregorian calendar. But with their calendar, their body is more accustomed to the earth because it being a solar calendar, when the sun rises, that's when the time begins. When the sun sets, that's when the time ends. Okay, and I think that's important because we are, as a collective, our frequency on the planet is being reset because we're in the age of Aquarius, right? And the feminine Kundalini energy is rising, so that is creating change, and that's why in the Americas we see that government system breaking down because the Kundalini energy is about not about control, okay? It's more about our emotions and bringing love into the story, you know. So we're seeing a lot of what's been hidden coming to the surface, especially with those people who are in positions of authority. Okay, and what we have this month is a stellium starting out the month in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius is all about the people having the power. Okay, and in the Americas, we can see that the system is breaking down and the people are starting to pay attention, take control. Okay, so we have, Mercury in Aquarius right now, Venus in Aquarius right now, the Sun in Aquarius right now. And we also have two asteroids, Vesta, and Vesta is the virgin goddess of hospitality. However, she's committed to her own internal flame. Okay, so when we're talking about your own internal self, God, that's where Vesta is touching in on us, is for us to remember who we really are. And the other asteroid is Astrea, and she is about justice, okay? And this is what we're looking at right now at this moment in time. We're looking at how that feminine energy is rising. And again, it's called the Kundalini, where, you know, some of us may have thought that that was a masculine energy, but no, it's a female energy. And we all have male and female in our body, okay? We are dual energies. So she's raising the vibration, and it is up to us as individuals whether or not you want to change your frequency, okay? Because either you in or it's going to go without you. Okay, and let's see what else did I want to say. We also have Pluto in Aquarius, okay? So big changes, transformation energy here. Then we have this full moon in Leo, which is about the heart, you know, thinking, not thinking with your mind, but with your heart, okay? And this is in opposition to this stellium in Aquarius. However, with the full moon, we're talking about releasing things that no longer serve us. So it's a time where we have to get to the point where we have to start shining, okay? This is our time to shine as individuals. So wherever it is in your, what is it, your inner child, where you feel or was taught that you're not enough, you are enough. And you have to change that concept of who you are, because this is about growth. And whether we like it or not, we're going to have to accept where we're headed. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to just discuss a few other things that's happening this month. We have Uranus turning direct in in Taurus, okay? And then we have Mercury moving out of that stellium into Pisces on the 6th. Venus moves out of that stellium and moves into Pisces on the 10th. Saturn, this is the big deal. Saturn moves into Aries on the 13th, okay? And that is where Saturn will stay there for the next 2 years. And that's where we have Neptune, and they will conjunct. Okay, we also have there is so much packed energy here. We have the solar eclipse happening in Aquarius, and that's going to be on the 17th. And we also have the lunar new year happening as well, moving out of the snake energy, Kundalini, and into the fire horse. So we have lots of fast paced energy happening this month. So things are going to be moving rapidly, suddenly, shockingly, because we have Uranus moving direct. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else I want to share with you. On the 20th, Saturn conjuncts Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees. Now, this is like a super duper manifesting energy. So, whatever it is that you feel, because it's your emotions that is going to dictate to how your manifestations show up for you in your life. So use your feelings wisely. We also have Mercury turning retrograde in Pisces on the 26th. And the last thing, we'll have Mars in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus on the 27th. Okay, so take a breather. You know, you got to settle in and try not to be reactive, because this passionate, fiery energy is here for us this month. But we need to move with intention and consciously. Okay, so I'll see you on the other side. Hello, beautiful Taurus collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for February 2026. We are here and time is moving, and you know, February is a short month. We only have 28 days, and with the planets that are acting on our behalf, they are heavy hitters and moving very quickly. All right. So I've already talked about the highlights in a previous video. So I'm going to jump right into your forecast. Okay. So on the first, we have this full moon in Leo, and this is happening in your fourth house of home, family, real estate, your ancestry. Now, with this full moon in Leo, it's asking you to let go of how you feel about yourself or your inner childness, okay? Know that you are enough, because a lot of times this full moon energy is going to tap in on those places where we don't feel that we are enough. And this could be part of your upbringing is in the fourth house, and that is home, family, parents as well. But my point is that you have to say it, that you are enough, okay? You are enough. And just know that and start from there, building your self esteem, your self worth from that point perspective. Okay, so you may feel a dramatic push to redecorate, resolve family tensions, or reconnect with your childhood roots in a bold, Leo inspired way. Okay, emotional climaxes can lead to closures like moving or letting go of the past baggage. Okay, just like that. Leo to wants you to get out of your head and speak from your heart, okay? And bring more love in, because that's really what's this full moon is about, is finding your love for yourself. Because the more you can love yourself, the more you can be loved, okay? So on the third, we have, and I did say this full moon is on the 1st of February. I just can't remember saying it. But on the 3rd, we have Uranus turning direct in the sign of Taurus, and this is in your first house. This is in your first house. This is in your first house, okay? All right. So you may go through a radical reinvention, disrupting your stable self image with sudden urges for authenticity and freedom. You may be experimenting with your style, your health, or your personal presentation. Okay? So just know that, go with it. Go with the flow, because this is all about you. Okay? And again, you. And don't forget, we have this full moon in Leo, and that's all about you, because Leo is about self. Okay? So you can take advantage of these planetary positions that'll put you in a different state of mind, okay? And raise your frequency. All right, so on the 6th, we have Mercury moving into the sign of Pisces. And Mercury is in detriment in Pisces, so it doesn't feel good, doesn't want to act right. But okay, it's not going to be a long period, but while it's there. Mercury is about communication. Your 11th house is about communicating to a larger group of people. And, and of course, your hopes and wishes are also there. So, with this being said, Mercury in detriment in Pisces may cause foggy thinking, okay? Emotional bias or tech glitches because the 11th house, Aquarius, it rules technology, okay? And this is in group settings, so however that applies to you, you know, could be at work. So you could attract people who want to use you as well. So be careful because, Pisces is boundless, but you have to set boundaries for yourself in this group dynamic situation, okay? Because you could be easily misled because your emotions, Pisces energy, and that foggy thinking could, throw you a little bit off balance. Okay, so on the 10th, we have Venus moving into Pisces. And Venus is exalted in Pisces. She does very well there. And this is happening in your 11th house. Okay, so with Venus here, I mean, your natural magnetism shines in the group settings. Okay, so just 7 days after Mercury moves into Pisces, Venus moves into Pisces. Okay? So it makes it easier to form supportive bonds or rekindle old friendships. Romantic opportunities may arise through mutual friends, online communities, or on a collaborative project. Okay, so on the 13th, we have Saturn moving into Aries and will stay there for 2 years. Okay, so Saturn is testing us somewhere, some part of our lives. Okay, and in this case, Aries is in your 12th house and Saturn is in Aries, so it'll stay there until 2028. All right, so this transit demands patience, mastery over your impulsive urges. You may confront your subconscious blocks, anxiety, or a call to structured solitude, such as meditation retreats. Okay, so here, now, this is where the growth happens for you, Taurus, rising with Saturn sitting in your 12th house. This is where you can clean house here. And Saturn is the taskmaster, so he's going to be with you every step of the way, for the next 2 years to get your consciousness moving upward, okay? Upward bound. All right. So on the 17th, we have February. On the 17th of February, we have a new moon, and it is in the sign of Aquarius. And this is happening in your 10th house. This is your house of career, your public image, how people see you, right? And your co-workers, your authority figures, your father is also a part of this 10th house energy, and it's in the sign of Aquarius, this innovative energy here. So this transit encourages you to set your intentions for career moves that align with your authentic vision, perhaps through technology, activism, or group oriented projects rather than traditional climbs. You may be resetting your reputation or long term ambitions. You may set examples in unconventional ways while drawing on your inner authority. Okay? So this is a new moon. So this is setting your intentions for what it is you want to have happen in your career space. So when you know what that is, and with it being Aquarius, Aquarius is technological. So if you're not in that headspace, your North Node may be the place to look to see where you should be headed if you're not already. Okay? So on the 20th, we have Neptune in Aries conjunct Saturn at 0 degrees. This is new beginning energy. This is like a time for super creative manifestation energy. So it's like you can speak this energy of what it is you want to come forth into existence. And it's in your 12th house of unconscious. So, yeah, you can make this happen for you. Again, know what you want. And this 36-year cycle is happening, this new beginning energy. However, Neptune will stay in Aries until 2039, okay? But it's already set the stage for this new beginning in the sign of Aries. Okay, so this transit brings structure to your fogginess and urges you to confront your unconscious patterns, your ego dissolution, and karmic debts. You may have to let go of any outdated control patterns and dissolve illusions around isolation and self undoing. Okay? So just know the veil is thin. And with the thinning veil, you can see clearly now what it is that you came here to do. Okay? And what you need to change in order for you to, accept the assignment clearly. Okay? Because the 12th house is hidden. And a lot of times with our subconscious, we don't always know. And then with Neptune here, it's a soulful connection, but it's boundless and it keeps us not in uncertain places in our unconscious. But we have Neptune here to help create that structure so we can check the boxes. Okay? So moving on to the 26th, we have Mercury turning retrograde in the sign of Pisces, and this is happening in your 11th house. Okay, and I've already spoken about the 11th house. So here, your thinking is intuitive yet foggy because we have Pisces, and also Neptune is activated as well. Rethinking around friendships, groups, and long-term goals. Your communication in social networks may feel indirect or dreamlike, prompting you to revisit old connections. Okay? And on the 27th, we have Mars in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus. And this is happening in your 10th house and your first house. because Uranus is in Taurus in your first house, Taurus rising. Okay, so expect abrupt career shifts, okay? Innovative risk or conflicts blending assertiveness with rebellion. That's Mars and that's Uranus speaking. Okay, so be mindful and explore physical outlets to help you manage your vulnerability. Okay, because this square between Mars and Uranus, Mars can't win. So you have to control yourself. All right? All right, Taurus rising. This is your forecast for February. And until next time, bye for now.